The Cyber Light Gun is a pump-action light gun which was made for Sony PlayStation 1 and 2. Cyber Light Gun is its most generic name, and it was sold as such without any distributor being visible. One distributor, called GameAid, picked up this name and used it for non-Japanese territories. In Japan, however, they sold it as Gun Sniper. Other companies such as Dragon Plus, Mega Pro, Futuretronics and I&S also distributed the gun. The controller was also known as Killer Gun and Cyber Gun. The design of the Cyber Light Gun is heavily inspired by the Namco G-Con 2. Even though the thumb cutout is much more subtle than in the original, the Cyber Light Gun feels great in the hand. The shell doesn't have many aesthetic details at all, but the few labels it has are sharp and easy to read. The side picture is very clear. The clicky, push-button switch-based trigger is pleasant to use as for its high tactility. Although I'm not a fan of pump actions on pistols, I like the one of the Cyber Light Gun, as it runs very smoothly and only requires a reasonable amount of force without lacking a snappy return spring. The button placement mostly follows the one of the Namco original, with exception of the C button, which is mapped to the pump handle and to a button at the grip. On the heel of the gun is a TRS socket which lets the player connect a pedal to the C button. The pinout was made in such a way that standard TS pedals can't be used. The A and B buttons are located at the sides of the gun. Next to the A button are Start and Select. Below the hammer is a circular D-pad, which, thanks to its rounded off corners, is a joy to use. On the left hand side of the gun are selector switches for gun and fire modes. Normal, auto reload and auto reload plus auto fire are the available choices. The default magazine capacity is 6 shots, but the gun can be reprogrammed using the A and B buttons. On the heel of the gun is a toggle for the rumble-based force feedback. The feedback, when fully engaged, is surprisingly strong for being rumble-based. Sadly, it doesn't seem to engage properly if the trigger is just pressed very quickly, and if the trigger is flicked quick enough, it can be difficult to perceive any force feedback activity at all. Furthermore, the force feedback feels delayed, lagging quite a bit behind each trigger press. In all gun modes, a very narrow dead zone was present at the bottom of the screen, which was far too slim to be of any concern. In GunCon mode, just the A and B buttons function. Both accuracy and precision are very good in this mode. In normal gun mode, A is mapped to Special Shot and B is mapped to Start. Accuracy remains very good, but the precision is just decent here. In G-Con 2 mode, accuracy and precision are back to very good. Personally, I like the Cyber Light Gun a lot. My only point of critique is that the push-button switch-based grip button is a bit too stiff for my taste. If it was rubber dome based, like the other buttons are, I would be able to press it in quicker succession. This doesn't change the fact, however, that the Cyber Light Gun is a great controller. If you prefer pump action reloading and or like grip buttons over heel buttons, then this light gun should be a no-brainer. The generic box design, which was adapted by GameAid and Dragon Plus, blatantly uses artwork from Capcom's Dino Stalker. It wasn't even attempted to remove the Gun Survivor 3 letters, and instead they were just plastered over with a list of features. This is the end of the review. My name is Ben. I thank you for viewing.